Okay, so we're recording. Summary is that welcome everyone. We're in today one. This week, the premises are a few. One is that let us work this week so that everyone sticks together, as we've been doing over the last 13 or 12 and a half weeks. And let's work so that everyone who is interested, there's a listing of who wants to participate, so that everyone breaks through this freelancing barrier. So let's be really open. Let's share as much information as we can. Let's share tips and tricks and whatever we need to do so that everyone earns at least $1, gets one real paid job, goes out into the real world. And let's share as much information. How did we do it? Who's hiring? What are some of the ways to get a job as much as possible? And we, as 10 Academy and also as Tenacious, we want to learn as well. And so I've put together a quick Google spreadsheet. We'd love to capture that information. What do you hire? Who's hiring? What are they hiring for? What's been successful? So let's gather as much of that information as possible. But in terms of the mindset, I think that this sticking together as a community is not only encouraging, it's not only effective, but it's probably the fastest. I'd say it's not only encouraging, it's probably the most effective way for us to go from where we are today on Monday, where everyone is, I'd say, capable, but we need to actually get out there and find things where we can do real work towards actually starting this freelancing career. In parallel, we will continue with reaching out to companies to get full-time work and all of the other stuff that we need to do. But this week, we are going to, everyone who's interested, our goal is that people get a real paid freelancing job. That's it. Training is over. Let's share a lot.
Just one thing I would add is that, like yesterday, I was also talking to Samuel, who has done this thing at least, and some of you probably have done already a few freelancing jobs. So the aspect is that you should read the guideline in Upwork just for you to get used to, how you should deal with it, like in terms of like when a job comes in it, what are you subscribing into? Because you shouldn't accept something that would probably make you commit a lot of your time for the next, I don't know, couple of months for a very small amount of money, right? So those kind of things are important. And the first reviews, I think, is important. So it would be nice to make it clear in the beginning. And for that, we'll have a talk by one of the person whom I know. She did really excellent. Like she started exactly even less than you in terms of experience. And then she went on to be really making her life out of freelancing jobs, right? She earns at least between 60 to 100,000 euros now, like through freelancing. And then I think she continued for one of the jobs. So basically some of the freelancing side jobs, if they're really happy, they hire you just at a distance. So just you can sit wherever you are. So there's a high opportunity that if you do well, and I think over a long time, they could even just hire you from where you are. So it's kind of for that kind of reason, we will have some conversations, some talks, and throughout we might also give some tips. But just bringing that kind of information and learning, just like we do always, sharing it is kind of important, because this is a very naturally, it would have taken you a couple of months to actually get used to the system and the thing. But with kind of, if we are in a community, I think we can really reduce that thing and then make the learning much easier. So let's do that. So that's the one thing I want to add.
So what are we doing next, guys? Are we going to work, or we can do a stand-up?
I think we can just do the stand-up. I mean, the stand-up would be the same. It's like, what's our experience and what did we learn is the same. And what do we expect? I think if we approach it systematically, just the same as any time, I think I would say this will pay off. So I think it would be very good just to have like exactly the same series where like, okay, what did we try? What did it work? And how many we subscribed to, and how many they replied. And so things like that I would like to hear just everyone updating. So, but so for now,
then maybe we can also talk about who has an Upwork account and if anyone has actually gotten real work.
Exactly. Just
all right. Over to you guys. Just to share, I tried to apply for an Upwork account yesterday without putting in much information. I also got rejected. So we'll see.
I think they're very serious.
I'm gonna try and earn $1 or $2. Let's see how it goes.
Absolutely.
Everwell, you want to hire me?
I was, that's the easiest. Is just like, okay. No, but that's also really good, right? If we had a job, like I think I'm actually really, I don't know how long it took, but I would actually do some job in such a way that you make other people do what you want, right? And then at the same time you can write them something. I think I don't mind that kind of honest gaming of the system, as long as that's what it takes. Because
I'm glad Hadi's not here. Otherwise, he would try and hire me and make me do some really bad task. He'd make me clean his shoes or something, or he would try.
yeah, but what is your strategy? What is your input? Like, just people can say, just like always, stand up. What is have you thought about it? Like, and what do you feel? And what is, where are you? Just update. What do you think about what we talked now, and what does the plan?
All right, who's first?
Nomination is also, it's the same as a stand-up, so yeah. Okay. So we have one nomination right here.
Okay, Rahel wants to go second, so Hilkura. Hilkura?
So just for Rahel to go, I can go first.
All right.
And I'm giving the system, right? So that it starts here. So now I plan to actually apply for some of the things that are really high. Like, I'm gonna try to sell myself high, but at the same time, I'm gonna try to really read, like, offer as kind of put my experiences out, and I'm gonna try to really just make sure that my profile, when they see it, they kind of okay, like, he has experience and let's try it. Just so that's my approach. Would just be like, I'll put myself around 40 per hour, and then I'm gonna just say like, okay, normally I would be like 100, but, and then let's see. I mean, for one day I'll try that one and apply a few jobs.
So I'm gonna put myself at 10. So I'm gonna go cheap, and then I want to get something. So I want to get my first experience.
Absolutely, you'll beat me. I'm sure you'll get first day. I just wanna. I know. Okay. So Rahel next.
Hi, good morning. So, I honestly haven't thought about it, and yeah, maybe I think I would want to put myself very cheap. I think on some stations, on Igris station, I think he was talking about how he hired people from Upwork, I think. So what he was looking for is, the first thing he was looking for is cheap. When they are cheap, then he would try them. And the other thing is when they have like good ratings and stuff. So so if I started cheap, and if I can get hired, and if I can, and through that, if I can get like better ratings from people, that it would help me, I think, like it would help me next. So, but to start with, I think it's better to set yourself, low. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Next we have Ilakura Busayo.
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
We can basically hear you.
Yeah, please, can you hear? Okay. Good morning. So, just the same as Rahel, I also plan to start cheap. Though I've not really worked on my profile based on because of the past week challenges and the rest. So, I hope to work on my profile and make it very fine and also make it stand out. So that's what I plan to do this week. And also, I plan to open the Upwork account. I've not really opened it because I've been basically working on the tasks and stuff like that. So I was just trying to learn. Then plan to use this week to finish everything about job application and stuff. Though I'll be making some job applications prior to this week. So hopefully I'll finalize it this week. Thank you.
Okay, Busayo. Okay, maybe Busayo is Victoria next. Then we come to Busayo.
I think Victoria's connection is dropped. So after
I can't hear you, Arun.
Victoria's connection dropped.
Okay, Lawal.
Oh, I hope I'm loud and clear.
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So, good morning, everyone. So, I'm excited about this week. Well, not because of the work part. I'm just excited. I don't know why yet. So, I think the approach I'm going to take, I don't know the prompt. I don't know what we are talking about, but from what people have been saying when I came in, we're talking about whether they will go cheap or they will go high. So, I feel like I'm going to go the cheap way. But then I still have to create my account on Upwork. I have an account on Fiverr, which I will still I made progress on, but that was earlier this year. I think I've had like 2 or 3 others there, but not data science related, something related to presentation writing and all. So maybe I'll just update the profile with my new skill, data science. Maybe I'll use Fiverr. But then I went through the documents that Aaron shared this morning. I saw the tips for Upwork. That was kind of compelling, attractive to. So I don't know, maybe for the next like 2-3 hours I should get on creating the Upwork account and reaching out to Gerald to give me tips so that I can collaborate with him and make money together. So yeah, thank you. I think that's just it from my side.
So Anna typed, but I'm gonna ask Anna, did you make money with the virtual assistant? Maybe just type it as well if you did, because that will help. I think anything you build any
I
profile helps. So just Anna, she typed that she did as a virtual assistant. If you had made money with that, capitalize on that as well, that you have trustworthiness. So okay.
when I opened mine, I did. I think I had like 2 or 3 others. So
okay.
On Fiverr though.
But Lowell, you've actually made money on Fiverr?
Yes, like $12 or something.
What were you doing?
I was reviewing documents and writing presentation, reviewing statement of purpose and writing presentation for people. So yeah, just that.
On which one? On Fiverr?
Yeah, Fiverr. Yeah.
Okay, great. Elvis. And also we have Gerald. So sorry. So just can we go to Gerald? Gerald.
Hello everyone. Yeah, I hope you can hear me. Today I'm in school. So I have an account on Upwork, and just before the 10 Academy training, I got my first job on Upwork. Actually, it was from GitHub. So I had this project, and then when the guy saw it, he contacted me directly via email. So I told him that I had created an Upwork account, and if it could work through Upwork, it would be okay because I didn't know the person.
Mm-hmm.
So he said it was okay. So he later transferred the job to Upwork. So it was a direct contract now. Now I had issues with the job because I told him I was still new learning neural networks, especially graph neural networks. So I was still new to that. So I told him I don't know whether I'll be able to deliver, but I will try my best. So I kept working on it, so he kept on extending the deadline. But in the end, I was able to create a model, but he wanted an accuracy of about between 85 to 90%. But the model that I had was like 90%. So what he did, he said he can't work with that one, so he terminated the contract on Upwork. But after a few days, he contacted me directly.
Mm-hmm.
Then now he said he could not get somebody to do the same job, but he asked me if we could just now work directly. So he gave me the job again. So I tried it out, and this time I was able to meet to raise the accuracy to a significant amount. So in the end, he accepted the job, and then he now just paid me directly. So
how much was the contract for that?
He gave me $300.
Okay, so that's good. So for training, so you wrote the code as well. So you took the code, or did he give you any starter code, or you just started from?
But he only had there were image files, so he had annotated images. He had a very large data set. So that's all he said.
And then where did you do it? On your machine?
Yeah, everything I worked on my machine. My machine is actually.
I think he benefited a lot. Okay, it's great, because the electricity and if you had to pay for the same thing in Amazon, he would have paid more. But it's great. Good to know.
Yeah. So he said that. Yeah. So he said that he might be having future works which might be slightly simpler. So if there's one, I can also share with the group, because at the moment I'm also kind of held up with schoolwork and everything.
Yeah, no, but thank you for sharing. I think that's great. I mean, that's something you learn while earning, right? Even if you use your own computer, it's a win-win. The company, the guy wins, because if he has done it in even just he had the code and he had to run it in AWS or some other cloud, it would cost him more. So suddenly you kind of give cheap. So it's kind of, there is really a win-win. So don't this is a good lesson that they really can get better by just using your computer, by renting your computer, right? Running on your computer. So it's kind of, that's already a big deal. Yeah. So
I really hoped he would have given me reviews on Upwork, but now because it was cancelled, then he contacted me directly. I just didn't get the reviews, but it worked. I just say it was the first job, so I was really kind of happy. Then
perfect. I think but it's good. Thank you. Okay, thanks for sharing. So
I just want to add a really quick point. I know it's sometimes weird to talk about money. For this week, let's be open about sharing money stuff, because it's helpful to get an idea of scale.
What is that? I think Arun, your voice is somehow.
There's a lot of background noise. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So I was saying, I know it's sometimes weird to talk about money, but for this week, let's please be open about sharing money and how much we earn and how much did we earn. It's really helpful to get an idea.
Absolutely.
So ask for that for this week. Not for that, we don't need to share the salaries of the people, but let's be focusing open on money for this week.
Yeah, great. I think that's also my thing. It's just like, it's good to really open up in a way. This is more like, okay, it's not about, it doesn't measure your skill, it doesn't measure the money that you earn. Even if you earn 1,000, let's really, personally, I would not take it as a confirmation you are good. Like, or if you earn $1, I would not consider a confirmation you are not good. So I think, because this is, I know, at least I have talked with many people who work there. I know you can earn as much by just being, a fluent English speaker has nothing got to do with your skill sometimes. And so, don't take it personal. And it's a lot more like estimating, okay, how do we as a team or as a community kind of understand that, leverage that, and also how do we price ourselves? Our pricing is really another thing. Like, if someone is kind of, giving you a job to run, a computer, so we pay 60 euros a day for all. Even now I have to switch off actually the thing for AWS to give you access. Just someone by just only giving you a task that will just take that much amount of CPU, and you running it on your CPU, on your electricity, they earn more. So by just only giving you, right? So it's estimating that, understanding what goes in, and when you negotiate, what is in their side, like what is the advantage they see and what is the advantage you have. So you are learning, they are getting. So it's kind of, you can't, the balance is, you have to balance these two in terms of like, one is kind of like you're giving them advantage, but not too much, otherwise you're actually losing. And it's kind of, it's good if you really didn't find, right? So but balancing it, finding that kind of, step by step going up, finding your pricing, good pricing is good. So let's try to really open up, like in whichever way. Like, I priced myself here, it was easier to find. I went to this job, it was easier to find, and then I put my money, like, I don't know, $5. So if we could do that, it would help, like, as a community. And, you know, from next week on, it's on your own, so you can do whatever you want. But this week, let's take it as this one as another weekly challenge, right? Trying to really get the best out of it. Okay, so do we have Elvis? Okay, Elvis, I don't know. So who wants to go next? There's no, I don't see anyone nominated.
Yeah. I want to ask a question. So about last week. So you shared some conferences for the project we did last week. So if we are interested in submitting, we can just submit directly, or do we have to wait for the feedback from the client?
I mean, I think we're going to work on that together. So just like, it's not like you don't, I mean, I am not recommending, just because as it's written now, it's really not in that format. At the same time, also logically, we need to really, so we need to bring down, so even if, so my plan is that people can submit as a group, and basically just probably one person will give the talk, but it's not the talk that is more important, the paper is published, right? So for me, like in the data science area, it's unlike other areas, it's a lot more, conferences have more value. So that's the point. So we're gonna write, based on what we discussed, there's gonna be 2 or 3 papers that's coming out. One is air quality, one is food quantity, and so I feel now food quality can go on its own. So it's just basically anything on food quantity, because if you submit, so this is where the problem is. If you submit individually, I think you will be rejected, and it's not going to be published. So you have to take into account, it's really like the amount of work is sometimes for one group may not be enough to really justify, unless, or it will take a lot of other work. So my plan is to kind of put together just the writings, food quantity in one, food quality in one, and food like air quality in one, and submit. And then based on, I don't know, just amount of work people did in their own group and in the writing, we can nominate one to probably give a talk if the paper is accepted. If not, we just submit it to another journal where it's not a conference. I don't know, is that something that's in my head? And maybe we can just talk later in the afternoon on just particularly that on the paper.
Yeah, I think that's clear. Thank you. But considering the fact that the deadline for most of the paper is like, I think 2 days time, those 2 conferences you shared. So yeah, 3 days
in
time.
3 days, exactly. One is 3 days, one is 5 days. So that's why I'm gonna work on that today.
Okay.
And kind of just ask everyone to do and complete. Yeah.
Okay, that's no problem. I'll be expecting to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes. So we have Lotome, Ken, Ada suggested.
Morning.
Morning.
I only have an Upwork account. I've never made any bidding, but this week probably I'll try. Be able to make at least that $1. Yeah.
Great. Ken. Okay, maybe Ken is not here. Ada.
Morning, guys. I also have an Upwork account that I set up around March this year. I started with an hourly rate of $20. That's really high. So recently, editing my profile, I tuned it down to 7. I got one proposal accepted on being a data science tutor, but I had to drop it because it was during the week we were doing Bayesian inferencing. So I was like, an academy is tough, I can't manage. But this week I'm looking forward to earning at least $1. Thank you.
Okay, great, thanks. So let's go. Amuyu, and Janet, and then we will just hand it over to the AMA.
Good morning. So, like I posted in the all failures, I do not have I have an app account, but it's not verified. For the third time trying now to verify it. Yeah, so that's how that journey is going.
Good. Janet?
Morning, guys.
Morning.
So I'm looking forward to this week. I don't have an Upwork account, but I'm planning to create it. Yeah, with those all tips of being accepted.
Great.
Thank you. Good day.
Awesome. Yeah, I think just let's give our best. And is there Prosper? Is he here? I'm gonna hand it over to him. He's here.
I don't see him here. I think our AMA target is also not here. So what I propose is we stop. I think there's a request for Binyam. So why don't we do Binyam? Then we'll come back at 11:30 for the talk from Leonie, who's our experienced operator.
Yeah, great. Binyam?
Okay, good morning.
Morning.
So I have created an Upwork account 2 weeks ago, and I got accepted. I haven't done any proposals for jobs yet. I was just waiting for this week, so I'm looking forward to earning my first dollar. But like, is it realistic to get paid in 1 week? I mean, isn't that too ambitious? I don't know about the work environment, but is it realistic, our assumption, to earn at least $1 until Friday?
I mean, even if it's not in your bank account, as long as you got the job, Upwork assumes that when you deliver it, you will get paid. So of course, when you deliver it, and if you really didn't deliver, the person who got the job could complain and say like, okay, no, the person actually was a fake, it's a bot, and then Upwork would investigate and then kind of withdraw from you. But from the perspective of like you deliver, you're a human, whatever, it's kind of, I think it's possible at least to get a job, to get accepted. And it may not be for everyone, but I would assume there could be a possibility that everyone even could get just some work. So I think it's not unrealistic.
Okay. Yeah, so that's it for me. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, cool. So next talk's at 11:30.
11:30. See you here again.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.
All right, but let's keep it super active, guys. I know it's been up and down, but let's keep it super active. Like we were at the start.
Wow.
Really capable. We'll be able to match.
Yeah, your network was just too up and down. We didn't hear, but I think let's make it simple, right? Or active. Great. Okay, so you can stop it, Arun, and cheers. Bye.